Good morning, MacLaren. This is Miss Pokorny. Today we're going to take another trip to someplace awesome in Colorado.
The first place we're going to visit is pretty close to home. These ochre sandstone ridges might be familiar to you. That's because they're right here in Colorado Springs in Palmer Park. The reason I'm showing them to you is that they belong to the Dakota Group or Dakota Formation. This is a formation of rock that includes sandstone, like here, mudstone, and shale. It was deposited around 100 million years ago in the Upper Cretaceous period. The reason I'm showing it to you is because it also forms the bedrock for this unassuming hill. You can see it's pretty ordinary. Dry grass, scattered rocks, pinyon scrubby trees at the top. But this unassuming hill is made from Dakota Formation shale and sandstone. You can see that it started to erode and that the shale is tumbling down the hillside in a sort of a scree. The loose scree doesn't look like much. However, if you're sharp, you'll notice this familiar almost bright orange ochre-colored sandstone lying at the bottom of the hill. And if you look closely at this, you'll notice that it has sort of strange patterns on its top. Maybe you'll stop to examine it. If you do, you'll notice there it is. These, as clear as the day they were laid down on the beach, are ripples in ocean sand. But we're in Colorado, many hundreds of miles from the nearest ocean. Why are there ocean ripples on this rock in the middle of the Colorado high desert? You can see that while there's no trace of the ocean now, 100 million years ago, this area was covered by the Western Interior Seaway. The seaway laid down this sand and mudstone, and we can still see preserved today these ripples all over this hillside. Ripples like the bottom of the seafloor, ripples like on the beach, and ripples from streams running to the sea. As we walk along, we see more and more of these ripples exposed on the hillside where the shale is coming down. Look at how clear the ripples are here. Also notice the beautiful colors in the rock. Here you can see where the hillside is broken, the erosional details, the layers or strata of shale on the hillside. Notice all the colors: ochre, orange, rusty red, blue, purple, cream. Because the Upper Cretaceous and the Western Interior Seaway spanned almost 20 million years, some of these ripples are a little bit older and a little bit more eroded. You can see these strange holes. I'm not sure whether there were sea creatures living there or if that's just the way it eroded. As you walk along the hill, finally, you see this, your first glimpse of it. Giant tracks set in the stone high up on the hillside. Nearby, the ripples. This was once an ancient riverbed running along the sea, and following the riverbed were dinosaurs. Following the dinosaurs were crocodiles who lived in the river. Here you can see more of the ripples in the stream bed close to where the dinosaurs were walking. The crocodiles would lay in wait in the stream bed and grab the dinosaurs and eat them. Here you can see a detail from one of the ripples. Those strange little white traces are actually little wormholes that got filled in by another material after they fossilized. Here you can see some more details. Perhaps other small creatures that left burrows in the sand. Here's an entire field of little trace fossils. Trace fossils are left over by animals that don't have any hard skeletons or shells, like worms. Some kind of soft-bodied creature left this entire field of tracings. It goes all the way up the hillside, quite a ways. And finally, as we walk along the hill, The exposed shale reveals tracks. Hundreds of tracks, clamping up and down the hill. These tracks were left by hadrosaurs. Hadrosaurs are a duck-billed dinosaur. They lived during the Cretaceous period here in Colorado and in other parts of the United States. They were primarily plant eaters, which the 6th graders can tell you means they were herbivores. Here you can see a track in detail. You'll notice that some tracks are big and some are small. It's unclear whether these are the same animal with smaller forepaws and bigger hind paws, or adult animals and baby animals leaving tracks in the same place. It's likely that it's a combination of both, though. You'll notice that while some prints are very well defined, others are very partial, as if they maybe got washed over. Here, you can see my hand next to one of the smaller prints. Notice that even though the print is smaller than the others, it's still pretty big compared to my hand. And now, I'll show you my hand next to one of the bigger prints. Here you can see the real size difference. These animals probably weighed several tons and were about 23 feet long from nose to tail tip. Very large. As you hike further up the hillside, you find more sandstone bluffs. They're very similar to the ones in Palmer Park. And when you bridge the top of the trail, you'll find yourself looking down into a valley. And just beyond, you can see more Dakota sandstone formations. The view from here looks straight down the valley. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. This is from Dinosaur Ridge in Morrison, Colorado.